Mishnah Bet, Mishnasenu Musifa lelamed. So that we learned everything that was bought with that money. Mishnah Bet, we're going to see other things that was bought with the money. Mishnatenu Musifa lelamed, Ma yusim betumat halishka. What he used to do with the money of the lishka. V'chen ba Mishnah lelamed. And also the Mishnah is going to start telling us, Ma yusim b'shayarei halishka. It says what he used to do in the remainders of the lishka. Because remember what's going on over here. Theoretically, this is what could happen. It could happen. You give half a shekel to the Beit HaMikdash. Everybody, you've got 6. Even today, you say, it's not a lot of money. You gave $300,000. Let's say there's only 600,000 men. Which actually, we see that you got more. Because people gave for the children, people gave for the wives. You know, there was much more than 600,000 came in. Yeah, than 300,000. But even today, with our money, forget the silver value. Our money, imagine you get $300,000, right? Theoretically, you can buy sheep, a herd of sheep, for $300,000. In a year from now, this $300,000 can be worth $500,000 because they give birth and you sell them and you have more money. It's a business. $300,000. So a lot of times you have extra. You're going to remain with extra money, or sometimes you don't waste. Over here, how much money was used? How many sheep? Not a lot. It's 2 every day. It's not that much. It's what, a thousand sheep. With all the musafim, it's 1,000 sheep. 1,000 sheep. Some wheat, some wine. You know, we're not talking about a lot of money over here.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Holidays, bulls come.
We don't know yet. We didn't learn about those, right? Yeah. We don't know yet. We see. משנתנו מוסיפה ללמד מה היו עושים תורת הלשכה, וכן באה המשנה ללמד מה היו עושים בשיירי הלשכה. It says, if you have any money left, are you allowed to transfer it to other purposes, and if you are, to which purposes? Second Mishnah. היינו, בשקלים שנותרו בלשכה, if you have extra money, לאחר שנתרמו מהם התרומות לתוך הקופות, after you give all the extra money, what do you do with the rest? פרה אדומה, so first of all, the red heifer, you buy from there. ושעיר המשתלח, and also יום כיפור, ושעיר המשתלח לעזאזל ביום הכיפורים, that comes from the congregational. ולשון של זהורית, היינו חוט תולעת השני. We're talking about 5 cents, yeah? But it doesn't matter. It comes from that money. שמשליכים לתוך שריפת הפורה, האדומה, that you throw into when you burn the red heifer, כל אלו באים מתרומת הלשכה. All these are coming from the truma of the lishka. It says, how do we know this? This has to be, because it says like this, פרה אדומה, the red heifer, מפני שהתורה קורא חטאת. Because it's a sin offering. But it's a sin offering for whom? For the entire congregation. והייתה לעדת בני ישראל למשמרת. It says it was for the entire congregation. A sin offering for the entire congregation. Not for the individual. For everybody. In other words, פרה אדומה is not just for those who sinned over here. Anybody. למי נידה חטאת היא. It's a sin offering. השעיר המשתלח. What about the שעיר that goes to Azazel? שנאמר, ומאת עדת בני ישראל. It says from the congregation you should take it. ייקח שני שעירי עזים. You're going to take the two goats. ודרשו שני שעירי עזים. And you said the 2 goats, שיהיו שניהם שווים במראה ובקומה, that they're both going to look the same, have the same height, ובדמי המקח, ולקיחתם כאחד. And in the money, they have to be the same value, and you have to buy them at the same time. Same money. ומכאן ששניהם באים מתרומת הלשכה. If you have to bring them from the same money, it means that both of them come from the money of the congregation. ולשון של זהורית, and crimson, whatever. שכל דבר נשרף עם הפרה, דינו כפרה אדומה. That everything that was burnt with the red heifer, the laws are exactly like the red heifers.
You know, it's very strange, Rabbi, because לשון של זהורית, I was thinking that they put on those שעיר למשתלח.
Also.
They don't mention it here.
No, they don't.
I wonder why.
I don't know either. But probably you can learn from here.
Or from the parade.
Yeah, it says just like this. Maybe this is also. Anything that comes with it is this with it. Maybe. I don't know. והוא הדין לעץ ארז ואזוב שמשליכים אל תוך שריפת הפרה. And also this has to be with the wood and the mildew that you throw into the burning of the red heifer. שבאים מתרומת הלשכה. Everything has to come from that money. אלא שנקטה המשנה הלשון של זהורית. Or he's going to actually ask you a question. לחלק בין לשות של זהורית של פרה אדומה ללשון של זהורית של השעיר המשתלח. שאינו בא מתרומת הלשכה. For the שעיר, it doesn't come from תרומת הלשכה. And we're going to see why not later on. Good question, why not? Because otherwise it will be from it, because you learn it from here. So it says, why not for... So we're going to have to think, why לשון של זהורית של משתלח היא not? ויש מפרשים, the others will explain, שכוונת המשנה ללשון זהורית שהיו קושרים על פתח של עולם ביום הכיפורים. It says, it's talking about a different red string that they used to tie into the gate, into the opening of the hall in Yom Kippur. The Rambam writes, ולשון של זהורית שקושרים בין קרניו and the ribbon that you tie on his horns, שנראה לו שיש טעות סופר בדברי הרמב"ם. Because the Rambam says you also do it on the שעיר המשתלח. But somebody else comments that it's a mistake. Rambam never said it. That somebody made a mistake and he put it in there. But it's not regular. ואין גורסים בדבריו את התיבות שקושרים בין כמי קרניו. Because the Rambam doesn't hold that it goes on the goat. But it doesn't matter. Some say hold, it goes on the goat, some say don't. And maybe later on we'll see why he's going to explain to us why not. כבש פרה, שהיו עושים כבש כמין גשר משופע, also they used to make like a pathway, like a ramp, מהר הבית להר המשחה. They used to make like an elevated highway, let's call it, from wood, for the cow to go straight, that doesn't have to go up and down. שעליו היו מוצאים את הפרה האדומה מפני חשש של קבר תהום. You used to do it in such a way, because maybe there's somebody is buried over there, and we don't want to get it impure. וכבש שעיר המשתלח, and also the כבש for the goat that you are going to send. שהיו עושים כבש מהעזרה עד לחוץ העיר, that they used to make another highway from the עזרה until the outside of the city, ועליו הוציאה את השעיר המשתלח, מפני שהיו אנשים מטלשים בשערו של המסיח המוליך את השעיר כדי למהרו. Because people used to, take his hairs out, so that to make him go fast.
What is כבש שעיר המשתלח? מה זאת אומרת?
The שעיר המשתלח, the regular, the one with the red crimson. Also the ramp for that was from the money, from that money. שלא ישע עוונותיהם של ישראל. Now the people used to take, like to beat him up. Why they used to beat him up? So we go quickly. So because the quicker he goes, the quicker the sins are gone. ולשון שבין קרניו, and also the לשון that is between his horns, לשון של זהורית שהיו קושרים בין קרניו של השעיר המשתלח. And also that, before he said it's not. ואמת...
אני חשבתי שעושים לו על הצבא, פה אומרים על הקרניים.
בין קרניו, between his horns. ואמת המים, and also there was water that used to go through the temple yard, so it had to, it had to be fixed, it had to be done. So the money for that, שהייתה עוברת בעזרה, that used to pass in the עזרה, אם יש צורך לתקנה, if people used to fix it. And by the way, and now it comes that everything, also the red things. לשון שבין קרניו comes the same way as before. I don't understand why he said that there's a difference. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be different because the Rambam doesn't hold it according to some opinion.
The Rambam doesn't hold it here, it's holding here.
No, the Rambam say the question is it used at all from that money or not? That's what the discussion was. Not where you put it. If you actually are allowed to take the money from the lishka for that.
Yeah, but if you read here, he said that the Rambam כותב שיש טעות בסוף סופר בדברי הרמב"ם ואין גורסים בדבריו את התיבות שקושרים בין קרניו. כאילו שהוא לא אומר את זה. ככה אני מבין.
הוא לא אומר שבין קרניו because he doesn't think that you use it from the money of the lishka. He does think there is Ben Karnav, but not, you don't use it from that money. וחומת המים, we already, וחומת העיר, also the city wall is taking from that money, Yerushalayim. Again, you're going to say,
there in the city.
yeah, and yet then you're going to say, Amat HaMayim is in the temple, I understand. But why Chomat HaIr? That's got nothing to do with us. So it protects the temple. The temple is inside. You can even say that. Umigdolotea, and also all the towers, the guarding towers or whatever. Vechol tzrechei ha'ir, and all the necessities of the city. Because if you don't have people in the city protecting the Beit HaMikdash, it's part of the temple. In other words, all the taxes are allowed to be taken, all this money is allowed to be used for Yerushalayim. וכל צרכי העיר, כגון חפירת בורות, שיחין ומערות, for example, digging of the wells, digging of all kinds of things, תיקון רחובותיה, fixing of the streets, שווקיה, שמירת העיר, the guards, the policemen, כל אלו באים משיירי הלשכה. All these are allowed to come from the remainders of the lishka. That it doesn't mean that you have to use it. You can use it. If there's nothing left, you're allowed to use it because it's part of the protection of the korbanot, of the sacrifices. מן השקלים שנשתערו בלשכה, לאחר שנתרמו התרומות לתוך הקופות. So if you have anything there, you can use for the needs of Yerushalayim. In other words, Washington DC gets extra money than all the other cities. That's the extra money they get. Abba Shaul says, כבש פרה, so it says he disagrees. It says the keves para, the sacrifice for the para aduma, the ramp that you used to do for the para aduma, kohanim gdolim osim oto mishel atzmam. It says you don't necessarily take it from the money of the congregation. It says this is from the money of the high priests. Mikaspam, from the kaspam. In other words, it's his responsibility. It's the high priest's responsibility. You don't give it on the congregation. By Yerushalmi amru, in the Yerushalmi they said, שכל כהן גדול שנעשתה פרה אדומה ביניו, בנה כבש חדש. Yerushalmi explained that every high priest, that the red heifer was burnt in his days, it was his responsibility to do the ramp. ולא הוציא את הפרה בכבש של חברו. And he never took out the red heifer with the money of the previous Kohen. He all the time built a new one. ואין הלכה כאבא שאול. But the halacha is not like Abba Shaul, and we do take the money from the congregation and not from the high priest.